You may have created an ebook to use as an opt-in incentive at some point, or published other longer or more involved content like white papers that's really a bit too involved to publish as a simple blog post. So in this video, we're going to talk about how you can repurpose those ebooks into something that's more current and can actually be republished on your site as blog posts. Now here's an ebook that I created in 2009. It's actually really got some great content in it, but there's a few problems. Firstly, some of the content is out of date and needs updating. But if you're anything like me, the thought of re-editing an entire ebook is a bit overwhelming. This thing's 35 pages long. But we'll deal with that in this video. Second, the original file for this was created in Microsoft Word, and now I'm on a Mac and I'm using Apple's Pages software. So although I can open the old Microsoft Word file on my Mac, you can see that a lot of the fancy formatting that I had, let me give you an example. There's like images, spaces, weird spaces, photos floating in the wrong places, that kind of thing. So a lot of the formatting that I was using to make the ebook look really great, why is there a blank page here? There's one. A lot of the formatting that I was using to make the ebook look really great got completely lost in translation. So it's out of date, and even if I wanted to update it in its entirety, the formatting's messed up. So this is a big project, and it's a big project that I'm not really in the mood for. So instead, what I'm going to do is repurpose the content that I wrote in this ebook into blog posts, and I'll show you how to do that here. I want you to think about the longer projects that you've completed and maybe stashed away that could be resurrected in some way, like I'm going to do with this post. So let's take a look at where we start out. Chapter 1, Internet Marketing Killed the Social Media Star. And then I previously divided it into sections, as you can see in the table of contents. So that's going to give me a really fantastic breaking point for each section. If I hadn't done that, then obviously I would need to separate the sections on my own by rereading the content. But I'm going to take this first section and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go over to my blog. Start a new post by clicking Add New, and then I will paste in my content. Now this is coming from a Word type of doc, so I need to use the Word paste function. Paste that text in there. It all looks pretty good. Insert, and we're going to save the draft and do a preview. I want to see if there's any weird characters, because when you are doing that, you can get some weird stuff in your post. So yeah, this stuff where I made the O didn't come through, but the rest of it all looks good. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff, edit that right out. And I'm going to read what I wrote and see if it's something that is still relevant, make any updates that I need to. So we thought we'd get from traffic from social media. Those are all still relevant. I'm looking at the site specifically that I named, as those things might have changed, but they haven't. I'm just continuing to read. Okay, so this initial section is actually still relevant. So I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to call it The Promise of Social Media Marketing. Back to Chrome. And that will be the name of the post. Now what I need to do is let people know that this is in a series and that there's more to come. So I'll write that in the next line. More to follow. For the second installment. So that lets people know who read this post that they can come back and find more in this series. So let's save the draft, and then we'll take a peek at it. That looks nice. More to follow. Now what I did have in the Word document was a picture, and I would still like to use that. So I want to still use this image, so I'm going to just do a screenshot of it rather than going through some difficult process of trying to export it from this document. I'll take a screenshot of it, go back over to Chrome, and import that screenshot directly into my post. So let's choose that file. There it is. We'll upload it. It should be an appropriate size. We can use the full size. Link to nothing, and we'll call it myth, social media myth, and then insert it. That looks great. So now I've got a visual in my post. I've let people know that there's more coming in this series, and it's all set to go. So I would just need to publish the post as soon as it's ready. Now, once I've done that, I need to go back to my document and publish the second part. And that was how the Web 2.0 marketing bubble burst. So let's copy that, add a new post, name it how the Web 2.0 marketing bubble burst, and then we need to get the text. So here it is, and we'll follow this down until the end of this section. We'll use our word pasting function, paste it in, and insert. It looks good, and the bullets even came through. That's nice. We got this stuff again. We don't want that. We know that that didn't work out last time. So this one, since this is part 2, we'll start it up here. And I'll make that italic so that people know that there's a part 1 and that they can find it. And I would link to part 1 here, whatever that URL would be. And now I'm just going to read this over and see if anything in here is still completely irrelevant. And this stuff is all still good. I really thought that this needed more updates. Okay, so now we'll put at the bottom, look for part 3 in this series tomorrow. And then I can make that italic again. Go back to the blog post. Was there an image in this? There were 2. These are cute. I want to use those because images in blog posts are always good. So let's copy that. And we'll also take this one. And we will insert these into the blog post to keep the visuals going just like we did in the ebook. So that looks good. And we'll insert our images. The first one was the bubbles. We'll upload it. Link to nothing, insert into post. Oh, I wrapped it wrong. There we go. And then we need another image, say down here, so let's put it there. And this is that splash, the green blob. And we'll upload that. We'll no links, and we'll align this one to the right. Full size, insert into post. Looks good. I like it. Actually, I think I'll move it up some. There. Alright, so now I can save this draft. And then let's take a peek at it. This is part 2 of a series. Find part 1 here. That would obviously be linked because part 1 would have been published already. The formatting all looks good. My images look good. This looks really nice. And that's how you can take an ebook or some other longer material and repurpose it into blog posts. And by doing this, you're able to take content that might have been abandoned otherwise and get it updated in manageable steps. Doing a whole ebook sounds a bit overwhelming, but just taking an excerpt a day is a lot more doable. Plus, depending on the length of your ebook, it'll give you fresh content for your blog for both the search engines and people to enjoy for several days, if not longer. And finally, because people see, oh, there's going to be another part in this series tomorrow, and so on and so forth, it'll keep your regular readers coming back and being interested in what you have to say next, because it builds up a little bit of anticipation, and you want people to always be coming back for more. And because you've got a nice ebook to piece out, they should have some material for quite some time to come to enjoy.